Hello students, welcome to the class of teacher Meenal Pereira. In this video, we are going to study about human blood groups and blood pressure. So let's begin. Depending upon the proteins like antigen and antibodies, that means these are the proteins that helps to fight with any microorganism that has entered in our body. Okay, so the blood groups are formed based on the protein. There are four main groups of human blood such as A, B, AB and O. So these are the four main blood groups. And besides, there are two types as Rh negative and Rh positive for each of the four blood groups. Okay, so this is a negative and positive factor, okay, which is along with the four blood groups. So thus we have all 8 blood groups, okay, that are formed. That is, we have A positive, A negative, AB positive, AB negative, B positive, B negative, O positive and O negative. So main 4 and then along with the Rh factor, okay, which is again depending upon the protein, we have total 8 blood groups. Okay. Now, blood donation is to donate the blood, which is a very important and noble cause. If a person meets an accident, bleeding occurs through wounds. Many times, blood transfusion is necessary during the surgical operations. Okay, so for a normal person, no blood is already there in the body. Okay, so no need to give blood. But if a person meets an accident or there could be any important surgery, then that time the person requires blood. Okay, so that is blood is transfused in case of patient of anemia. Okay, so where the hemoglobin contents are very less. Thalassemia, this is a disease where the hemoglobin destroys itself or the production is very less. So a person becomes anemic. We have studied that hemoglobin is very important. So if the percentage of hemoglobin is less in the body, the person suffers from a disease. Okay, and even in case of cancer, a person requires a blood. Blood transfusion. Transfusion is basically the blood is transferred from one person to another, from a healthy person to a needy person. Okay, and this is called as blood donation. Blood transfusion is carried out to compensate the blood shortage in body, and this is called as blood transfusion. Okay, so blood which causes or which forms the major part of our body. Okay, if there is loss of blood, then a person might die. Okay, so to avoid all this, blood is transfused from a healthy person to a needy person. This is called as blood transfusion. Okay, from where the blood is supplied for blood transfusion? Okay, I cannot just go, okay, take my blood. Okay, so we have first of all blood banks. Okay, so blood is collected in blood bank by specific method from the healthy person and supplied to the needy person. Okay, so there are specific methods by which blood is collected. If the collected blood is not to be used immediately, it can be stored for some days in the refrigerator. Okay, so under certain temperature, the blood can be stored. So very often we hear about the blood camps. So blood camp, many people are donating blood, and that all the blood is not used on the same day. Okay, so then that blood is stored into blood bank. Then what is a blood donor? The person who donates the blood is called as blood donor. So suppose I am giving my blood, I am the blood donor. And then the blood receiver or the blood recipient, person who receives the blood is referred as a recipient. So I am giving my blood to somebody else, so that person becomes a blood recipient. Okay, so blood. Then we have the universal donor and the universal recipient. Okay, person with a blood group O can donate the blood to the person having any other blood group, whereas the person with AB blood group can receive the blood from the person with any other blood group. Okay, so O is a blood group that can give blood to all the remaining 4 groups. Like O can give blood to O, A, B and AB. So therefore, a person with a blood group O is called as universal donor. Okay, whereas AB is a group that can take blood from everybody. Okay, so AB can take from O, AB can take from A, from B as well as from AB. Okay, so therefore it is called as universal recipient. Okay, so universal donor and universal recipient. Then blood groups are hereditary and depend upon the genes inherited from the parents. Okay, so most of the time, 99% our parents' blood group is same. Okay, so that is hereditary and depends upon the genes. Blood transfusion is performed only after the blood group matching. Very important. Okay, so I am suppose my blood group is O, something different. Suppose my blood group is A. Okay, so I can give blood to which person? I can give blood to a person having blood group either A or AB. So matching is very important because if it is done without matching, it may prove fatal for the patient. Fatal means a person can even die. Okay, because you cannot mix oil and water. If you mix together, is it getting mixed? No. Okay, same like that. If you put a wrong blood to a wrong blood group, it will not match and then a person will die. The person who donate the blood may be recipient in future. Okay, so you cannot say I will not donate my blood, I don't require. No, in future you may require, and blood is not like a thing like you go, you give money and then you get the blood. No, otherwise all rich people will go and buy blood and poor people will not get. Okay, so it's always exchange. If you want blood, you give blood. Okay, so a person who donates the blood may be the recipient. Blood donation without any expectation is always life-saving. Blood is required for various situations like accident, bleeding, parturition, that is giving birth to a child, surgical operations. So all this blood is required. So blood is donated by a healthy person is used to save the life of the other person. Hence, it is considered as a best donation because this is literally saving somebody's life. Okay, so not only blood, but there are so many other organs of the body which after death are useless. Okay, so those organs also we can donate. About that in details you will study in 10th standard. So right now we'll concentrate on blood. Okay, so blood donation is very important. But of course you cannot go and donate the blood just now. Okay, there is an age criteria is there. Okay, you need to complete 18 years for blood donation. Next we go to blood pressure. Now pressure, what is pressure? Force or pressure. So now what is blood pressure? The force or the pressure by which the blood moves in the blood vessel is blood pressure. Okay, so blood is continuously kept flowing through the blood vessels due to contraction and relaxation of heart. Due to contraction of the heart, pressure is exerted on the wall of the arteries and this is called as blood pressure. We have studied that arteries carries blood from heart to various parts of the body. And there is a tremendous blood pressure that is created on the arteries. Proper blood pressure is necessary to supply the blood to all parts of the body. Okay, so this blood pressure is very important. Pressure recorded during the contraction of the heart is called as systolic pressure. Okay, so we have two types of blood pressures or two types it is measured, not two types exactly. Okay, so it is when the contraction of the heart. Okay, it is systolic pressure and the one that is recorded during the relaxation of the heart is diastolic pressure. Okay, so blood pressure of a healthy person is about 120 to 8 mm to 139 to 89 mm of Hg. Okay, Hg means mercury. Okay, so for a normal pressure, its systolic pressure should be 120 and diastolic should be 80 to 139 to 89. Okay, so above or below that is considered either high blood pressure or low blood pressure, which could be dangerous. Okay, and then it is measured by a sphygmomanometer. Okay, so sphygmomanometer is an instrument which is used to measure the blood pressure. You must have seen it in the doctor's dispensary or clinic it is there. Okay, so with the help of the rubber tube, air is blown. Okay, so what we are doing, increasing pressure. Okay, so that is the pressure, that is contraction we have. So systolic, and then we release, it's a diastolic pressure. Okay, and before any kind of injection or surgery or medicine is given, always pressure is checked. Okay, so pressure is very important. Then we have hypertension or high blood pressure. Okay, so we have studied a range. Okay, so that is 120 to 139. If we have more pressure, then it's a high blood pressure. So high blood pressure, then the normal is referred as hypertension. Okay, so in arteries of the person with hypertension, unnecessary tension develops. Okay, so this is the normal flow of the heart, normal blood. Okay, whereas this here, the blood may not flow easily. You can see the crooked one. Okay, so this is hypertension. Heart needs to perform more function than the normal condition in case of hypertension, and that hypertension gives unnecessary stress on the heart. Okay, so both systolic and diastolic pressures are high in hypertension. Okay, so when hypertension or high blood pressure, both the pressures are high, and this condition is not always good. Okay, your blood pressure needs to be in a proper range. Okay, then these some ranges are given: normal blood pressure 90 to 119, then diastolic 60 to 79, primary hypertension 120 to 139, 80 to 89, hypertension stage 1 140 to 159, 90 to 99, and hypertension stage 2 160, more than 160, more than 100. Okay, so if you have more than 160, more than 100, you must immediately go to doctor. Then doctor will give you an immediate tablet that will reduce the pressure. Okay, because if there is high blood pressure, your arteries can even burst, and there will be internal flow of blood in your body, and that you could die. Okay, and these blood groups were discovered by this is the scientist Karl Landsteiner in 1980, and he won a Nobel Prize. And blood group AB was discovered by Distallo and Strutti in 1902. Okay, so always remember, blood production occurs continuously in human body. So even if you give blood, okay, then the new blood is produced in our body. About 350 ml of blood is collected from a person during donation, and our body restores the fluid part of it within 24 hours. Okay, so 350 ml, that is 2 bottles or 2 to 3 bottles you can give, and within 24 hours the blood is restored. And in fact it is good, because you are giving your old blood and you get a fresh new blood. Pregnant and breastfeeding women cannot donate the blood, because already the hemoglobin is used, or blood of their body is used by their child. Okay, so they cannot donate the blood. There is no trouble during or after the blood donation. You will not have any problem. Okay, but you, until and unless your medical history is clear, okay, if you already have any problem, like you are anemic or you are having hypertension, and if you go and donate the blood, obviously you will have problem later. So for a normal healthy person, blood donation will not cause any problem. Okay, so 1st October is observed as National Voluntary Blood Donation Day. Okay, so that's celebrated nationwide or worldwide. Healthy person of age more than 18 years can donate the blood 3 to 4 times in a year. Okay, so more than 18 and below 60, okay, can donate the blood 3 to 4 times in a year. And as we discussed, that blood donation is really good because it is saving somebody's life. Okay, so children, if you don't have any problem as such, later on after the age of 18, you can donate the blood at least once. Okay, so be a hero, give blood, because you never know, later on in future you also need blood. Okay, so donate a blood and be a hero. Okay, so that's it. I think we are through with the lesson. Okay, this is an important lesson in which we studied so many things that we used in daily life. We studied about heart, we studied about blood pressure, we studied about respiratory system, breathing, all the daily life processes. Okay, so this is your teacher Meenal Pereira signing off for lesson number 11. Thank you very much. Take care. God bless you.